Good day, everyone. I am Earl Trinidad, and we will be the one to discuss about the world's leading environment problems. And at the end of the discussion, the learners are expected to understand and know the world's leading environment problems, the cause and effects of man-made pollution, climate change, and global warming, and also how to reduce or combat these world's environment problems. So, what are the world's leading environment problems? First one, we have man-made pollution, climate change, and combating global warming. So first, let's discuss the man-made pollution. What is man-made pollution? Man-made pollution is generally a byproduct of human actions such as consumption, waste disposal, industrial production, transportation, and energy generation. Also, man-made pollutants are can threaten human health and compromise the natural ecosystem and environment. Also, burning oil, coal, gasoline, and other fossil fuels are the major causes of man-made air pollution. Fossil fuels continue to be in the wide use of heating, operating vehicles, generating electricity, manufacturing, and other many industrial processes. Also, most human-made air pollution comes from burning fossil fuels for transportation, electricity, and industry. Common pollutants produced by fossil fuel burning engines are carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, and many compounds that are very harmful to human health and also to the environment. There are three major types of air pollution sources. And the first one is the mobile sources such as cars, buses, planes, trucks, and trains. Mostly those vehicles who uses gasoline to operate. And the next one is the stationary sources such as power plants, oil refineries, industrial facilities, and factories. Those factories that uses gasoline, fossil fuels, coal to operate and to make their products. And the last one is the area sources such as agricultural areas, cities, and wood burning fireplace. These are not the major, but in collectively it is a big impact in our society, in our ecosystem. And these three major sources of man-made air pollution is really evident today, especially that according to the scientists that throughout the years our planet is getting hotter and hotter. It is because of the fossil fuels that many factories, many people, even us, uses to make our living more easier and also more quicker. So there are many things to be discussed, and let's listen to the next reporter.
Good day, I am Regine Soras from BS Ed Science. So let's continue our topic. Climate change. Climate change involves significant changes in average conditions such as temperature, precipitation, wind patterns, and other aspects of climate that occur over years, decades, centuries, or longer. So climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns. These shifts may be natural, such as slow variations in the solar cycle, but since the 1800s, human activities have been the main driver of climate change, primarily due to burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. It changed. So these are the causes and effects of climate change. The causes of climate change is the rapid industrialization, energy use, agricultural practices, deforestation, consumers' practices, transport, resource extraction, and pollution. And this affects the rising temperature, sea levels, unpredictable weather patterns, increase in extreme weather events, land degradation, and loss of wildlife or no biodiversity. With those cause and effect, there are three impacts of climate change to people. Number one is exposure. Some people are more at risk simply because they are more exposed to climate change hazards where they live or work. For example, people who live on the coast can be more vulnerable to sea level rise, coastal storms, and flooding. The second one is sensitivity. Some people are more sensitive to the impacts of climate change, such as children, pregnant women, and those with pre-existing medical conditions such as asthma. And the last one is adaptability. Older adults, those with disabilities, those with low income, and some indigenous people may have more difficulty than others in adapting to climate change hazards. As climate change transforms global ecosystems, it affects everything from the places we live, to the water we drink, and to the air we breathe. And though climate change affects everyone in some way, it's indisputable that its most negative impacts are borne disproportionately by certain groups, such as women, children, people of color, indigenous communities, and the economically marginalized. Climate is a human right issue. Climate change can affect our health, ability to grow food, housing, safety, and work. Some of us are already more vulnerable to climate impacts, such as people living in small island nations and other developing countries. Conditions like sea level rise and saltwater intrusion had advanced to the point where whole communities have had to relocate, and protracted droughts are putting people at risk of famine. In the future, the number of climate refugees is expected to rise. So let's lessen our climate change by being responsible with our action towards our environment.
Hello everyone, I am Criza Mayville 1 and I'm going to report this last topic about the causes of global warming. Okay, when we talk about global warming, this is the big problem that we encountered today's generation. Because global warming is increasing the average air temperature near the surface of the earth. That's the reason why global warming occurs. And for this report, I am going to discuss to you the causes and effects of global warming and how to reduce the environmental problems. There is the three main causes of global warming. First is the extensive use of fossil fuel is the foremost cause of global warming. And the second is cutting down trees is also a great contributor to the global warming. The third is chemical fertilizers and pesticides used in agricultural activities contribute to the greenhouse effects of global warming. All humans are the main causes of global warming. So, we must be ignorant and realize that global warming is real and very harmful to our health. Global warming refers to the heating up of the planet due to many reasons. Most cause of global warming is due to human activities. Effects of global warming. There are main effects of global warming. First is the temperature extremes and increase in average global temperature is happening. And also, our sea level are rising and much destruction will be felt by the world's flora and fauna. There will be irreversible social effects. And also, it can destroy the ecosystem and polar system. This may add more water to freshwater reserves like lakes and rivers in the beginning, but when the meltdown is complicated, there would be no fresh water reserves. Humans and wild animals face new challenges for survival because of global warming. Most frequent and intense drought, storms, and heat wave, rising sea levels and melting glaciers and warming ocean can directly harm animals and destroy places they live, and wreak havoc on people's lives and communities. How to reduce these environmental problems? First is we use energy most efficiently. We should conserve water and electricity. We must plant more trees, and we need to do the 3R, the reduce, reuse, and recycle. And we need to travel less. You cannot protect the environment unless you empower people. You inform them and you help them understand that these resources are their own, that they must protect them. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for listening and God bless us all.